All right. I believe we are live. We are. Fantastic. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Trivia. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Anthony. I'm going to be your host for tonight. So if you would like to log in, and you need to go to the website that is on the screen right now. That is crowd.live/JFAMB. Once again, that is crowd.live/JFAMB. Again, it's right there. You can also, if you want to QR scan the QR code that is on the screen, that'll take you right there. It will prompt you for an email address. Make sure you put that in. That's important. We need to be able to reach out to you so that we can send your prize out. We have to contact you, make sure the prizes go out there, and I will make sure to I will get to the prizes and tell you what those are in a bit. If you've already registered and you didn't have an email prompt, I'm going to pop you out of here, and then if you could do me a favor and just jump back in, and then I will, and then you can put your email in this way, just to make sure that we have that information, so we can send it to you should you win one of those prizes, and we'll get to those in a second. So, you will be able to, I would say, if you want to make this easy on yourself, use one device for streaming, say a TV, a computer, something like that, and then for the actual inputting of answers, probably want to get your phone. You could also do it on a computer. Whatever helps you, separate those two. We're going to get started in a little bit. We're just going to make sure everybody has some time to prep, get themselves in there, grab something to drink, blue milk maybe. And then we are also monitoring the YouTube chat, so if you wanted to say hi there, you are welcome to pop some hellos off in the chat. And if you want to brag about how big your group is, that's a good place to do it there. Just so you know, we are going to be streaming, as we are right now. And streaming does tend to delay things a bit. So when I read questions, there will be like a bit of a delay there. So generally speaking, keep an eye on your phone or whatever device you're putting the answers in on more than me. But, you know, still give me a little attention. It makes me feel better. But there will be a bit of a delay there. So you'll get the answers and questions on your phone or whatever device you're playing on before you hear me say them. So keep those in mind. So the way this works is for each question, there'll be 4 answers, and you have to pick the correct answer. And it's not just if you pick the correct answer, but if you pick it fastest. So the faster you get the correct answer, the more points you will get per question. There are going to be 35 questions. For every 5 questions, we will show everyone's ranking so that you know. And we will show, obviously, correct answers in between and the general makeup of how people did for each question. And again, if you want to hop in, the link is at the bottom, crowd.live/JFAMB. Also, the fun stuff, we have some prizes. Let me pull those up. So, just gonna make sure I get this real quick. So we have. Oh, I'm sorry. I think So third place. So we have ones for first, second, third. Third place is an R2-D2 nightlight. It's pretty cool. I checked that out myself. Second place. Sorry, my notes are. I'm a little disorganized. I'm terrible. Place is a. Oh no, I have it here. There it is. Second place is a 501st Legion Clone Troopers Lego kit. Very cool. And first place will be getting a Star Wars themed Clue board set. Board game. There's a set. There's pieces in there too. We have a fair amount of people in here. I'm going to give it maybe a little bit longer, but we're probably about to start in just a few moments. Again, I'm keeping an eye on chat. If you want to give me a hello, I've got someone all the way from Massachusetts here. What's going on? Pink Girl 3585 and Caitlin Granby's here. Hello to you as well. Let me adjust the view so I can make sure I can see. I want to see everyone who's chatting as well as myself. Make sure everything's looking good. I'm working a multi-screen situation here, so don't want to miss a thing. All right. Let's see here. I'm seeing a fair amount of people in here. Obviously, people can jump in a little later. Obviously, they're going to have a little bit of a harder time if they do that. But I think I'm going to see if I can get the green light from our... Yep, got a green light from HQ. I'm going to be keeping on the chat waves with them. So once again, for each question, 4 answers, 1 right answer. The faster you get the answer correct, the more points you will get. Whoever has the most points gets first, second, and third in that order. All right? All right. Get your devices ready. We are about to start with question number 1. Oh. There we go. We have 15 seconds. This way you're not totally caught off guard. All right. What is Baby Yoda's real name? Is it Watto, Greedo, Max Rebo, or Grogu? Which one is it? Each question will have about 20 seconds. And again, faster you put your answer in, more points you will get. Thought we'd start with something more recent, more topical. And the correct answer is Grogu. Which everyone nailed. Nicely done. Good start. Moving into question number 2. Who adopted Anakin and Padme's daughter? Was that Bail Organa, Sheev Palpatine, Owen Lars, or Wilhuff Tarkin? Oh, we've got it's a hi from Florida in there. Very nice. Sorry, keeping an eye on the chat, keeping on here. Who adopted Anakin and Padme's daughter? That would be Bail Organa. Bail Organa took in Leia. All right. Yep, Owen Lars took the other one, but Bail Organa took Leia. Question number 3. What color is Yoda's lightsaber in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith? Was it purple? Was it green? Was it light blue, or was it red? And yes, I am fully aware the colors and the backgrounds of the answers don't match at all. That was just to be mean. The correct answer here is green. He had kind of a thing going. He wanted to keep with the whole look. If you have a favorite color, by all means, throw it in the chat. Let me know if you have a preference in color. I know I have one, but I don't want to give too much bias. So I'm curious which color is going to get the most representation. Green, very nice. I saw 2 purples in there and a light blue. Nobody touching the red. Moving into question number 4. What alien race does Admiral Ackbar belong to? Is that Quarren, Gree, Gungan, or Mon Calamari? Yes. Sorry, Lindsay, about the coloring. Sometimes I'm just mean. Pink Girl says pink. I should have seen that one coming. So, Admiral Ackbar is, of course, Mon Calamari. Yes, they named a species after an appetizer. It just seems mean. And that, most of you got that one right. Well done there. Moving into question number 5. Which of the following did not complete the Boonta Eve Classic on Tatooine? Was it Elan Mack? Was it Sebulba? Was it Ebe Endicott? Or Anakin Skywalker? Which of the following did not complete the Boonta Eve Classic on Tatooine? And the correct answer here is Sebulba. Sebulba did not finish, despite all of his sabotagery that he managed. He himself did not complete it. I was really tempted to have a picture from the N64 Episode 1 Racer game in here. I don't know if anybody else played that and loved it as much as I did. Ooh! That one tricked up some people. Everyone at least knew Anakin not only completed, but won it. But Ebe Endicott and Elan Mack got more attention than Sebulba. Ebe Endicott was one of my favorites. All right, let's take a look at the rankings right now. We're 5 questions in. We're looking at a good mix of people. This is always my favorite part, too, is I get to see the team names here. We are looking at, we've got Pink Gal, Crane Jen, Princess Leia's here, PKD2, which is hard to say. Moving up there, Carolyn, Maul Lives, Amanda, Captain Rex, Owen, Jack, 3722-1 I saw in there as well. Moving up the ranks, Ugnaughts, Natalie Tyler, and then our current 3rd place, Gazing Forth. 2nd place, Flan Solo. I like that one. And Jedi River is our current 1st place. It's very close, though. It is very close right now. All right, we are moving into the question number 6. What is Chewbacca's home planet? Is that Yavin, Kashyyyk, Bespin, or Mustafar? What is Chewbacca's home planet? And the correct answer here is Kashyyyk. With 3 Ys, because 1 just wasn't enough. Everybody knows it's the 3 Ys. You don't forget that sort of thing. Moving on to question number 7. Which of Queen Amidala's handmaidens traded places with her for her protection? Was it Rape? Was it Yane, Irte, or Sabe? And I am sure I mispronounced a few of those, but I've only ever seen them in writing, and I'm sure only heard the names in passing. So this one was a tougher one. The correct answer here was Sabe, or Sabe. If I mispronounce this, or by all means, if I mispronounced anything, you're welcome to try to explain the pronunciation in the YouTube chat if you could figure out a way to type it out. Correct answer, Sabe. Which, I guess more people knew than I thought. Well, I guess I should have... that's more on me to brush up on the prequels. My bad. Good job, everyone. Question number 8. In which battle does the Rebel Alliance destroy the first Death Star? Was that the Battle of Yavin, the Battle of Utapau, the Battle of Geonosis, or was it the Battle of Coruscant? What battle does the Rebel Alliance destroy the first Death Star? And that, of course, occurs in the Battle of Yavin. Most of you guys knew that. Nicely done. Battle of Yavin. Moving into question number 9. Which of the following actors has not played a Stormtrooper before? Was it Stephen Colbert, Rami Malek, Daniel Craig, or Ed Sheeran? Which one of them has not played a Stormtrooper before? This one was fun to research and look up. And actually, one of them is shown in the picture. The one in the picture is Daniel Craig. The one that has not played a Stormtrooper is Rami Malek. Oh, and you know what? Ed Sheeran doesn't sound like it should be right, but it is. You're welcome to look it up. I looked up. I knew about Daniel Craig. Stephen Colbert has been in that, as well as, I think, Lord of the Rings. Rami Malek has not. But Ed Sheeran apparently has. It really does sound like the definitely not right answer, though, so I really had fun throwing that in. I'm not sure. Again, these are only a few of the ones that I know. If you know about any of any other cameos that weren't obviously shown screen time, let me know. I always like to get those little like trivia things. I don't know about you. I like to look up on IMDb trivia for movies after I watch them. I'm weird like that. Question number 10. The Jedi Council consists of how many members? Is it 14, 12, 8, or 10? How many sit on the Jedi Council? Correct answer for this one is 12. A Jedi's dozen. 12 of them sit on the council, which a good amount of you got. About a half of you knew. The rest of you were very close, somewhere between 8 and 14, you know. The average was correct on a bell curve. Let's take a look at the rankings, see how everyone's managing right now. Oh! Flan Solo is moving up the ranks to first, right under. Gazing Forth is trailing behind, but just by a little bit, and Natalie also moving into the top 3 rankings right now, all of which not more than about 60 points away from each other, so very close. Tyler, Jerry River, Ugnaughts also very much well within reach of the top 3 there. We're seeing a whole lot of movement across the board. All right, let's move on to question number 11. Whose DNA were the clones made from? Was it Jango Fett, Jas Amari, Bosk, or Boba Fett? Whose DNA were the clones made from? The correct answer for this one is Jango Fett. Jango Fett. Boba wasn't quite old enough at that point to make for a solid warrior. He was getting there, though. But you guys knew that. Look at you guys. You know your stuff. Moving on to question 12. Who killed Jango Fett? Was it Anakin Skywalker? Was it Obi-Wan Kenobi? Was it Ahsoka Tano? Or Mace Windu? Who killed Jango Fett? We're seeing the whole breadth of his life right here. And the correct answer for this one is Mace Windu. Mace Windu is the one to take out Jango Fett. I know. My apologies for having such a downer of a picture there, but that's the best one I could find that did not give anything away. But you guys knew it. Very nice. And Mace Windu handling the best colored of the lightsabers. Cheers if you know it. Put it in the chat. Question number 13. What was Poe Dameron's old job before becoming a pilot, as revealed by Zorii Bliss? Was he a bounty hunter? Was he a spice runner? A flight instructor? Or a docking controller? What was Poe Dameron doing before he became a pilot? And that is a spice runner. He was a spice runner back in the day. But hey, forgive him. He's a good guy now. And look at that smolder. Look at that roguish handsomeness. You gotta forgive him. You guys knew he's a spice runner. You guys knew about him. You lost it in his eyes too, aren't you? Totally get it. Question number 14. Which of the following is not a type of Stormtrooper? Is it Shock Trooper, Shadow Trooper, Flight Trooper, or Sith Trooper? Which of those troopers is not a trooper? Indeed, the correct answer for this one is Flight Trooper. There are Shock Troopers, Shadow Troopers, and yes, unoriginal as it may seem, Sith Troopers as well. But indeed, there are no Flight Troopers. Those guys are just party poopers. Sorry, I really wanted to say that. I know, right? I understand why Sith Trooper would be the most popular answer here. It doesn't sound right. But they are. I looked it up, and believe me, the fake names that I thought of, a lot of them were real. There are a lot of troopers out there. Question number 15. What is the name of Boba Fett's ship? Is it the Tantive 4, the Delta 7, the Slave 1, or the Maroon 5? What is the name of Boba Fett's ship? And yes, Boba Fett has the very pleasantly named Slave 1. The Slave 1. Maroon 5, of course, being a band. I'm glad I was able to, the red herring didn't take you off the path there. Most of you knew. Nicely done. Given that we're at the question 15, why don't we take a look at the rankings, see how everything's played out, see if there's been a little bit of a shift in the rankings. Oh! Gazing Forth's taking the lead with just shy of 1,100 points. But Flan Solo is not flying too far behind. 1034. Just a mere 65 points shy of that. That could be another question. Tyler, you're also very close to Flan. Natalie Ugnaughts, seeing you there too. Very close right now. And we are only 15 questions in. There's still plenty of room. There's still a lot of possibility for you to make up some points here. Let's move on to question number 16. What species is Jar Jar Binks? Is he a Gungan, a Twi'lek, a Kadu, or a Jawa? Poor little Jar Jar Binks. What is he? That's right. He's a Gungan. Jar Jar Binks is a Gungan. If you thought I wouldn't put in a Jar Jar Binks question in here, don't know me. Oh, and everybody knows. Well, very nicely done, everybody. Question 17. What was Luke Skywalker's original last name before George Lucas decided to change it? Was it Starkiller, Cloud Spanner, Sand Sitter, or Air Rider? I believe those were the 4 avatars in Avatar: The Last Airbender. The correct answer here, he was originally known as Luke Starkiller. But, you know, Starkiller's a bit aggressive for a protagonist. But they kept Starkiller. They reused it for the PlayStation 2 game Force Unleashed. Your protagonist is Starkiller. And the Starkiller base in the later trilogies. So, it was a good name that they wanted to hold on to. It just, boy, it sounds too villainous to keep for a plucky young guy from Tatooine. Moving into question 18. What substance was Han Solo frozen in? Was it chronomite, carbonite, Berubian, or Kyberite? What substance was Han Solo frozen in? And yes, just seconds after being told that he was loved by Princess Leia, and then him responding with, I know, he was frozen in carbonite. One of those things everybody knows, the carbonite. Question number 19. Who composed the original Star Wars theme as well as a majority of the score for all of the films? Is it Michael Giacchino, Hans Zimmer, Danny Elfman, or John Williams? Who composed the original Star Wars theme? And the correct answer here is John Williams. John Williams was the guy behind that one. Absolute legend. Still doing it. Question number 20. What does Luke use for target practice while in Tatooine? Does he use target practice on Womp Rats, Fester Fleas, Jawas, or droids? What does he use for target practice? And the correct answer here, Womp Rats! Womp Rats. He shoots at rats, which I guess is perfectly acceptable for some reason. But you all knew about the Womp Rats. Except for one person who thought droids were acceptable to shoot at. But you know what? Between the two, I would feel like, well, now we're talking into kind of an existential place, and that's far too deep for Star Wars trivia right now. Let's just keep to this. We're at question 20, so let's take a look at the rankings right now. Oh, Gazing Forth is holding a steady lead, but again, 70 points roughly ahead of the pack. Flan Solo, so close. They're both they're neck and neck. It's a very tight race. Tyler just close behind. Natalie and Ugnaughts also for the 5th, right there. Jedi River holding it back, but very close. It's tight across the board. But again, we're only at question 20 of 35. We have some room here. Let's take a look at 21. Who says the following quote? So this is how Liberty dies, with a thunderous applause. Was that Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Padme, or Jar Jar Binks? Now, naturally, Jar Jar Binks would probably not be all that eloquent in this circumstance. The quote belongs to Padme. But you don't need me to tell you that. You knew that. Nicely done, everyone. Question 22. What movie does Jabba the Hutt first appear in? Does he first appear in Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, The Rise of Skywalker, or A New Hope? What movie does Jabba the Hutt first appear in? Once again, a picture of just a beautiful smolder. Look at that roguish handsomeness there. I totally get it. You're lost in his eyes. But the correct answer here, Return of the Jedi, was the movie that he first appeared in. And that's fair to confuse which one is which, but yes, Return of the Jedi was the correct answer here. Moving into question 23. What bounty hunter does Princess Leia impersonate to infiltrate Jabba's palace and free Han Solo? Was it Bausch? Was it Din Djarin, Dengar, or Cad Bane? What bounty hunter does she impersonate? And that is Bausch. Not just fun to say. Bausch. Oh, you guys know about Bausch. Tell me that isn't fun to say. Question number 24. In what droid does Princess Leia hide the plans for the first Death Star? Was that in C-3PO, BB-8, R2-D2, or IG-11? Which one of those droids did Princess Leia hide the plans for the first Death Star in? And the correct answer is R2-D2. That right in the memory of R2-D2. But again, you guys knew. I don't have to tell you these things. Question 25. Who is the commander of the first Death Star? Was it General Hux, General Admiral Thrawn, General Moff Tarkin, Admiral Moti? Who is the commander of the first Death Star? And that commander is Grand Moff Tarkin. Grand Moff Tarkin. That's right. And just as a heads up, there may be some buffering. If that happens, just give it a refresh. I'm having a little bit of that on my side too. It may happen. We're at question 25, so see how things are shaking up. Uh-oh! Flan Solo is taken first by just a mere 9 points. 9 points are what separate Flan Solo and Gazing fourth. And then about 75 points under Gazing fourth is Tyler. Natalie Ugnaughts Jedi River 3720. There is it's all there. It's very close. I'm seeing you guys all moving. Seeing it's tough. Get it. Oof. I could see the points closing in, just closing in there. Trash compactor. Let's go into question number 26. What does Luke do with his lightsaber after Rey returns it to him at the beginning of The Last Jedi? Does he pocket it and walk away? Does he snap it in half? Does he throw the lightsaber away? Or does he use it to hunt womp rats? That's right. I'm bringing back womp rats. But it's hard to hunt womp rats when you're not even on the right planet. Because he takes that lightsaber and throws it away right at the beginning. Takes a look at it and... Bleh. As everyone remembers. I'm fairly certain, and if someone could let me know in the chat, if you were to snap a lightsaber in half, I'm assuming some sort of small explosion would occur, given that they have the kyber crystals in there, and it's a lot of energy in one small thing. But again, if anybody knows, let me know. No, I'm very curious, but obviously can never find out for real. Question 27. What is the episode number of the first released Star Wars film? Is that 1, 4, 5, or 3? What is the episode number of the first released Star Wars film? And that is number 4, which obviously was not 4 upon its initial release, but retroactively became 4 after the prequels came in and threw a wrench in the whole thing. All right, question 28. Who is the only non-Jedi or Sith in the original Star Wars trilogy to use a lightsaber? Was that Han Solo? Was it an Ewok? Was it Leia? Or was it Chewbacca? Who is the only non-Jedi or Sith in the original Star Wars trilogy to use a lightsaber? And the correct answer there is Han Solo. And he managed to use it to cut down Luke on Hoth. The poor guy was caught hanging upside down. Oh, is it happening in the sequels? Thank you, Jack, by the way. How big of an explosion are we talking, Jack? Was it like enough to knock you back, or did it like cause substantial damage? I can't remember in the sequels. Oh, wait. Are you talking about when Maul's gets sliced in half? Because I don't know if it necessarily caused like a full-on... I don't know. Let me know in the chat. That'll be a separate conversation. We'll chat separately. Question 29. Who famously said, "These aren't the droids you're looking for"? Was that Obi-Wan Kenobi? Was that Han Solo? Was that Luke Skywalker? Or was it Princess Leia? Oh, sequels. I'm thinking prequels. Yes, sorry, you're right. It gets pulled in half. Sequels, prequels, mushed together in my head. My bad. Correct. And the correct answer for this one is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He said it to some stormtroopers that were asking some questions, and he had to get them out of there. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thanks again, Jack. I absolutely forgot about that from the sequels. Question 30. C-3PO was mechanically incapable of speaking translations from who? Was it the Gungans? Was it the Sith? Was it the Kaminoans? Or Tuscans? Which of those was he mechanically incapable of speaking translations from? And for important plot reasons, C-3PO is mechanically incapable of speaking translations from the Sith. The Sith. Yes. But I'm sure it's probably difficult to get translations from Tuscans. Again, Jack, maybe you can help me on this one. Do the Tuscans have an established language, or is it just a lot of, like, screaming and hand signals? I'm not sure. We're looking, what's question 30, so take a look at those rankings, see how everyone's doing. Flan Solo holding it down 23-22. About 40 points above Gazing Forth right now, and Tyler, you're 51 points away from the Gazing Forth. Now things are getting tight, and it's important to note there are 5 questions left. So this is the make or break right here. This is for the marbles. So get focused. This is the points are for the same amount, but 5 questions left. All right. Let's move on to question 31. Who told Luke that there is another Skywalker? Was it Darth Vader? Was it Leia? Was it Yoda? Or was he told in a vision? Who told Luke that there is another Skywalker? Well, the correct answer here is Yoda. Because it'd be really weird if Leia introduced herself by just saying that. If you all remember that. It was indeed Yoda. Question 32. Oh, thank you, Jack, by the way. The established language is its own. It's a kind of a sign language and vocalizations. Jack, I'm going to keep you around. I'm appreciating the having the encyclopedic knowledge here. What is the first Star Wars film in which Yoda is completely computer generated? Was it Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, or The Phantom Menace? Which one was Yoda completely computer generated? Traditionally, he was puppeted, but for this one, he was completely CGI. The correct answer here is Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. It would make sense to think the Phantom Menace, but Phantom Menace had a little bit of puppetry and a little bit of CGI. Attack of the Clones, full-on CGI. They knew what they were doing. They were all in at that point. If you want to, throw in the chat. Let me know what your favorite movie of those was. Or just in general. Or shows. I feel like 35 questions only allows you to go so far, and, I've only gotten to dig a little bit into some of the TV shows and whatnot, so I'm sure there's a few that I've absolutely neglected, and hey, I feel awful. But again, 35 questions, you can only do so much. Question 33. Who betrayed Han, Chewbacca, Leia, and C-3PO at Cloud City? Was it Lando Calrissian? Was it Jyn Erso? Was it Jectono Porkins? Or Poe Dameron? Who betrayed Han, Chewbacca, Leia, and C-3PO? The correct answer is Lando Calrissian. I know Porkins was in no way related to any of this. I just really wanted to put him into this question, or a question, or something. Guy didn't get enough love. Hashtag love for Porkins. Oh, you all knew this? Lando Calrissian. All right, 2 questions remain. Question 34. On what planet was the shield generator for the Death Star destroyed in the Return of the Jedi? Was it Coruscant, Endor, Yavin, or Dagobah? What planet was the shield generator for the Death Star destroyed in the Return of the Jedi? And that was Endor. Endor was the planet the shield generator was destroyed. Again, everyone got it. All right, here we go. Get ready for it. The last question, Star Wars trivia. This is for everything right here. Who killed Count Dooku on the order of Chancellor Palpatine? Was it Obi-Wan Kenobi? Was it Mace Windu? Was it Anakin Skywalker? Or Ahsoka Tano? Who killed Count Dooku on the order of Chancellor Palpatine? Yes, that's right. It was Anakin. Palpatine told him, do it. And he killed Count Dooku. Now, I know Mace Windu didn't kill this one. Just Jango Fett. All right. That is all of the questions I have, which means we're going to be in third place. Oh, an upset. Natalie taking third place. In second place, Tyler, 2634, and our first place winner with 2,764 points, Flan Solo. So, Natalie, we've got for you a lovely R2-D2 Nightlight. Tyler, for you, we have a 501st Legion Clone Troopers Lego kit, and Flan Solo sending your way a Star Wars-themed clue. If you are local, we would love for you to join us on July 16th for FanCon. It's a big old fun Comic-Con for all ages, for all fandoms. I will be there. I will be running Artemis, which is a spaceship bridge simulator. Think like Star Trek, but you're really there, and you're part of it, and you're controlling the ship. And I'm gonna be running that, and it's a lot of fun. But there will be so much there. Definitely come check that out. We'll have a link to that in the chat for more information. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Once again, we will email you, top 3 folks, by email. We'll email you by email regarding the prizes and how to send that over to you. Thank you so much for coming out. This was a lot of fun, or rather coming to play. And have a great night.